various issues. This evening, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris is joined by Les Khan, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Citizenship by Investment Unit, Dion Daniel, who is a real estate developer, and Farron Lawrence, an authorized service provider and entrepreneur. The topic this evening, of course, as you would have figured out, is the impact of the Citizenship by Investment program and its benefits. This evening, we're going to begin with a presentation from the Prime Minister himself, and he will be followed by Mr. Khan, Mr. Daniel, then Mr. Lawrence accordingly. Of course, following those presentations, we are going to take your calls because that is really what the program is about, engaging you. So we're going to begin now with Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris.
Thank you very much. My fellow citizens and residents, I am grateful for the opportunity for us to communicate tonight on leadership matters. Regrettably, last week we were not able to hold the usual edition of our Leadership Matters Forum on account of the long sitting of our National Assembly. Our National Assembly, of course, is the fulcrum of our democracy, and we are heartened when our National Assembly is called into session. Tonight's Leadership Matters episode centers upon the St. Kitts and Nevis Citizenship by Investment program and the vital role that citizenship by investment has played in the economic development of our beloved country. Our CBI program has been of increasing importance to the country's economic and fiscal health since 2012. Put in proper perspective, the Citizenship by Investment program has provided another growth driver for St. Kitts and Nevis. It has spurred our economic growth and development, contributing to foreign exchange earnings. It has provided resources to meet government's commitments to its citizens and residents. It has created many jobs. For example, during the peak construction period of the Park Hyatt Hotel, some 800 persons were directly employed on the construction site. It has financed the build-out of high-end villas and hotels on both St. Kitts and Nevis. It has assisted in the financing of the Four Seasons residences, the Marriott residences, the Royal St. Kitts Plaza, and other hotel properties such as Park Hyatt, Ramada Hotel, Tilofs by Widam, Seaview Gardens in West Barstair, Bush Hill Development in Nevis, Golden Rock Development, Ocean Grove, and University Gardens, to name a few. At least 2 other CBI-approved projects are expected to be advanced in 2021. And John Giuliani, one of our local developers, will soon start another major high-end villa development. It was our CBI Hurricane Relief Program that allowed us to deliver assistance to over 2,000 persons whose homes were damaged in 2017 by Hurricanes Irma and Maria. Persons who were displaced, such as Utah Hodge and Sandra Lance, Winifred O'Loughlin, to name a few, received brand new homes. As we stand here in 2020, the St. Kitts and Nevis Citizenship by Investment program has become the model against which many other citizenship by investment programs have been based, including the citizenship by investment programs of other small island nations in the Caribbean, such as Dominica, Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, and St. Lucia. European nations have participated in their own version of CBI programs. Examples of these include Austria, Bulgaria, Malta, Montenegro, Portugal, and Cyprus. Countries in the Pacific region, like Vanuatu, have relied on CBI programs. The United States of America also has investment programs with pathways to citizenship. So, starting in St. Kitts and Nevis in 1984, CBI programs have now spread to the rest of the world. We in St. Kitts and Nevis are participating then in a highly competitive industry. And to our credit, we have over the last 5+ years been doing an excellent job. There is much benefit to our country and people from participating in a well-managed CBI program, and the emphasis is on well-managed CBI program. Over the last 5 years, my government successfully reformed our CBI program. We strengthened the due diligence systems, reorganized the unit with emphasis on efficiency of operations, professional standards, and of course being the market leader. Our diligent efforts have brought good outcomes. Our program has been ranked as the most innovative program in the world. Since 2015, our program has received innumerable accolades, including being named as one of the best citizenship by investment programs in the world for 4 consecutive years by the CBI Index, a publication by the Financial Times Professional Wealth Management magazine. In the 2020 CBI Index, our citizenship by investment program was ranked number 1 for certainty of product, number 1 for ease of possessing, number 1 for lack of travel and residence requirements. The program was also recognized as offering the world's fastest route to citizenship, an achievement it balances with the performance of stringent due diligence on all applicants. Importantly, our program has been ranked number 1 for due diligence every year since the inception of the Citizenship by Investment Index in 2016. This is because Team Unity has ensured that stringent due diligence forms the backbone of the program in order to safeguard the security of our citizens and residents, and of course those of other nations. Our CBI program has provided a large pool of high net worth individuals proud to be called citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis. In the new year, we shall work to bring their skills, their expertise, their network and other resources for more tangible impact and the progressive development of our country, and to deliver the stronger and safer future. In terms of our future plans, for the next 3 years we will continue to strengthen our program, making it the continued leader in terms of its rigor, the robustness, and the transparency of our program. We will provide a more inclusive program in terms of its people impact and benefits. We will continue to be the global leader in innovation in response to market needs, most responsive and transparent in addressing our international obligations to our partner countries and the wider international community. We will introduce attractive alternative investment products beyond the real estate and the sustainable growth fund options. For example, we shall consider the sale of high-end property on the prescribed conditions under the CBI. This can boost real estate developments and add to revenue flows and incentivize high-end residences across the country. So no longer then will the real estate property be part of a generally broad approved project. A single home which meets the necessary thresholds will be considered under the CBI project. We have had deep interest in doing this, and we are finalizing our policy response to this particular market need. We will deepen coordination, leading to harmonization of OECS CBI programs. This way we achieve more by working together. No longer can we continue to operate as if we are an island exclusively by ourselves, given the reputational damage that could happen to the entire region of participating CBI programs. It is important that we move process to increase collaboration, cooperation, and harmonization of the CBI programs in our OECS sub-region. Tonight, for the panel, I am pleased to have three important players in our CBI program on the discussion tonight. First, we have Les Khan, who is the Chief Executive Officer, CEO, who has been at the center of the organizational transformation and new product development at the St. Kitts and Nevis CBI unit. Second, we have Mr. Dian Daniel, a large, if not one of the largest, local real estate developers on the island of Nevis and St. Kitts. He has done a very good job in delivering high-quality residences and facilities to the island of Nevis. And our third panelist is Mr. Farron Lawrence, who is a service provider. The service provider, among other things, provides a link between the developers and investors in the CBI. All three have a fount of knowledge, and they could add to the diversity of perspectives with respect to our CBI program. I invite you to pay particular attention, be sure to call in, and to have your concerns, particularly on the CBI program or any other matter of national interest, being addressed tonight. Thank you again for joining in, for tuning into our Leadership Matters programs. May God bless you, and may He continue to bless our beloved country. Thank you.
And thank you so much, Mr. Prime Minister. We'll now hear from Mr. Khan, Chief Executive Officer of the Citizenship by Investment Unit.
Thank you all, and Honorable Prime Minister, and it is with great pleasure that I sit here with this esteemed panel. As I travel from country to country in my capacity of CEO of the Citizenship by Investment Unit, I am always struck by the warm reception the program receives globally from citizenship by investment industry stakeholders who truly recognize and respect the reputation and stature of the St. Kitts and Nevis Citizenship by Investment program. St. Kitts and Nevis is widely known as the platinum standard of citizenship by investment for our innovation, our efficient processing mechanisms, balanced with our commitment to conducting high-level applicant vetting, and of course, our longevity. As industry frontrunners, it is our responsibility to ensure that the program continues to lead by example and to ensure its sustained success. As such, we always look for ways in which to improve our processes, and we continue to adapt to meet investor demands. Such success would not be possible without the commitment of our developers and service providers. Over the last 5 years, the program has evolved in many ways. We have improved our relationships with local service providers, developers, both local and foreign, and agents overseas. We implemented the international marketing agent concept that has resulted in additional revenue to the country. For those watching and listening, an international marketing agent is one who is recognized as being able to promote the country's CBI program and who has the evidence of sound controls and practices. These individuals will also have what we call sub-agents, who also market to individuals globally. IMAs adhere to a term of engagement that defines how they market and what their marketing materials should say. Any false advertising will result in their licenses being withdrawn. From a technology standpoint, we were the first to implement a 24/7 system, thereby allowing our local service providers to expeditiously submit files to the unit. As a result, we are the only program that offers an accelerated application process without compromising the integrity of our robust due diligence process. Our system is always under review for improvements and to adhere to the government's digitalization agenda. We have also worked on our legislation to improve our brand and to protect the clients who invest with us. St. Kitts and Nevis is the only country in the OECS that has drafted and gazetted an escrow bill. This legislation continues to be improved, and by the end of the year, we will be implementing a payout schedule that all developers must adhere to. The escrow bill was established to ensure that funds are placed into escrow if a title for property was not available. This has now come into play with stringent controls and regulations by our FSRC. This regulation enforces separation of duties, where a service provider cannot be an escrow agent for the same client. The final stage of the escrow bill is currently being drafted into regulation. This will ensure that there is a payout schedule for funds placed in escrow. This schedule is based on completion of certain stages of development and will ensure completion of projects. With this schedule, the government is ensuring that construction continues, jobs created, and an overall direct contribution to the economy is achieved. As a result, or as a leader in the CBI business, St. Kitts and Nevis is again leading the way in regulations that strengthen the integrity and longevity of our program. The clients can feel most comfortable with our products. Over the years, we have improved our due diligence by establishing a multi-tiered due diligence process which allows us to vet applicants taking into consideration Interpol checks, criminal checks, money laundering checks, terrorist activity, and terrorist financing checks, all through very strong ties with our international partners and reputable due diligence companies. Our objective has always been to protect the country and our international partners of any nefarious characters. It should be noted that the industry has changed tremendously over the past 5 years and continue to change. New entrants into the market with new products geared towards taking away market share from St. Kitts and Nevis is noticeable. As a result, we have had to be creative and come up with new and exciting products towards maintaining our position as the leader. To match this demand, we continue to be most creative and responsive to clients' demands. Most recently, we implemented a limited time offer. For a period of 6 months, we have discounted the Sustainable Growth Fund, whereby there is a reduction of $45,000 on a family of 4. Another recent adjustment to the program was the acceptance of siblings of the main applicant or spouse. These have been done based on demands from clients and agents and to remain competitive in this space. In the coming months, other investment options will be proposed to Cabinet. One such program is the ability for individuals to sell their private homes, as the Prime Minister mentioned a few minutes ago. Under the CBI program, these homes will need to qualify by being of a high standard and having been appraised at a minimum value of USD 400,000. Cabinet has approved this proposal and the legislation will be put in place shortly. Other initiatives are under consideration and will be forthcoming. Finally, I would like to reiterate that the CBI program is intended to encourage foreign direct investment, be it through the building of brand name hotels or boutique developments and through contributions to the Sustainable Growth Fund. The program is important to building out the tourism sector, thereby creating jobs of all types, from construction to taxi services to agriculture, with an impact on everyone in the Federation. Thank you.
And thank you, Mr. Khan. Next, we move on to Mr. Daniel, who is a real estate developer. Mr. Daniel?
Thank you. Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, It is a pleasure to be a guest on your program this evening, along with Mr. Les Khan, CEO of the CBI program, and also Mr. Farron Lawrence. Madam Moderator, good evening. As introduced, I am Dian Daniel, Managing Director of Dian & Associates Limited, a real estate company on the island of Nevis, whose expand has been over the past 25 years and continuing. I was once told by my father, the late Dr. Simeon Daniel, which I have taken very seriously and has guided me through the years. If you cannot fly, run. If you cannot run, walk. If you cannot walk, crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. I have discovered later that these words were from the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The CBI program continue to change. As such, we as developers must change strategically to meet the policies of the CBI unit and also to meet the policies of our potential clients. For me, the CBI program is all about encouraging foreign direct investment for our economy. As a local developer, I am absolutely proud in every development that I have undertaken. From the planning stages of my development, which include hiring draftsmen or architect, an engineer, construction workers, hotel staff, management, to all my administrative staff at Dian & Associates, that all has local families who spend monies in our economy. A village bar or shop, the simple purchase of a run of drinks by 10 or more construction workers on a Friday afternoon, for example, may very well be the biggest sale that shopkeeper has seen for the week. Local vendors such as TDC, Hosfords, Island Tires, Sinkits Masonry Product, Lefco, who supply building and construction materials, all benefit from the development of condominium and small boutique hotels such as Hillboroughs, in Sinkits, and the Hamilton Beach Resort Spa on the island of Nevis. I have witnessed many specialized small businesses develop in the construction industry as a result of the CBI-related projects. Air condition technicians, electricians, carpenters, landscapers, architects, steel manufacturers, special tiresmen, finishers are all examples of the widespread reach of the CBI-related businesses. CBI development, both in Sinkits and in Nevis, have seen the hotel room stock increase significantly over the past 5 years. This has been done much faster than the five-star hotels. As we speak, we are seeing the construction of the latest CBI-related development in Nevis by Dian & Associates Limited, which includes the first ever duty-free shopping complex, combined with a museum dedicated to the father of modern in Nevis, the late Dr. Simeon Daniel. These are all both erected at the Belmont Garden Residences and Commercial Development in Nevis. We also see the construction of the Golden Rock Commercial Park on Nevis, a local developer, Mr. Scott Keynes, which will be a mixed-use development, and when completed, will be more than 250,000 square feet of commercial rental space. However, we thank all investors, both locals and internationals, such as Four Seasons Resort at Nevis, Park Hyatt, Ramada, Ikoi in Sinkits, who have helped to make the real estate arm of our CBI program a well-established luxury tourism product in the Federation. We commend the Prime Minister for his leadership and progress he has made in the CBI program over the past 5 years. We have rebounded significantly with numerous challenges, and despite the extreme challenges over the past 9 months globally, we continue to see an increase in the CBI-related sales in all projects. We trust in the Almighty God will help us through these upcoming difficult months, and we look forward to welcoming investors back to our shores to see the best managed CBI program and longest in the world. Madam Moderator.
Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel. And next, we'll hear from Mr. Lawrence, who is an authorized service provider and entrepreneur. Mr. Lawrence.
Good evening to our moderator, our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Khan, Mr. Daniel, and everyone tuned in via radio, television, and the internet. First, I wish to thank the Honorable Prime Minister for inviting me to be a part of this esteemed panel. The local players in the industry are the government, primarily through its Citizenship by Investment unit, represented here by Mr. Khan, the developer, represented here by Mr. Daniel, and the authorized service provider the developer, Mr. Daniel, and the authorized service provider, which operates as the conduit between the CBI unit and the investors. Critical to the Citizenship by Investment program is the role played by what is referred to as an authorized service provider. Applications for citizenship can only be submitted to the Citizenship by Investment unit, commonly referred to as the CIU, by an authorized person. Prior to submitting the application, the authorized service provider is required to ensure the following. 1, that all forms are properly and fully completed. 2, that all required forms, documents, and information are included in the application package. 3, that service provider performs a Know Your Client procedure, which includes a background check on the applicant through an adequate international database source. The results of that background check to be submitted with the application. Once the application is submitted, any queries or additional information required by the CIU is communicated to the authorized person. In essence, the authorized person acts as the conduit between the CIU and the applicant. In other words, there is no direct contact or communication between the CIU and the applicant or the applicant's agent. I mention agent here as it is in most cases, the applicant seeking to obtain citizenship goes to an agent in his or her country, and it is the agent who contacts the authorized person here in St. Kitts and Nevis to submit the application to the CIU. The operations of an authorized service provider is critically important